Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for the periods beginning on the full moon, which happens to be a blue moon, March 31st until April 7th. It's Raina here, and I did have to start over again, so this is why the cards are out here. Now, the full moon is happening in your second house of earned income, so this can play out different ways. If you're somebody who has been maybe you turned in your resignation, then this is an ending of a certain income stream. Or maybe you got laid off. However, this could be a time of increased abundance if you have the type of job where you are doing contract work and you don't get paid on a weekly basis. Maybe you get paid once a month, or maybe you get paid in commission, like if you're a real estate agent or something along those lines. The full moon is a very fertile time, so you could have ideas that lead to greater sources, maybe multiple sources of income and great ideas coming from that. So in terms of the cards themselves, we have as the heart of the matter the Ace of Swords in reverse. So it's like you can't get something off the ground. And this may be related to a relationship. So maybe you had thought that you and this other person were going to begin a new life together, and it hasn't happened yet. Remember that the first week of April we still have Mercury in retrograde, and everything is a little bit up in the air. There's also the possibility that you're awaiting some kind of news about something. Swords can be communications. So maybe something that you thought was going to kick off a fresh start in some area of your life has been put on hold, including your own marriage. If you've been trying to begin a divorce proceedings, because we have here the Judgment card, which can be legal judgments, in the challenge position. So the Judgment card can be a period of rebirth, and with the Ace of Swords in reverse, these two cards in challenging positions, it indicates that you're looking for that new phase in life that is, the timing is not there yet for whatever reason. And it may be because you're dependent on other people who are dragging their feet. So this can be like if you've been wanting to get divorced and your partner will not do so for whatever reason, or if you're waiting for your lover to get divorced and he or she has promised you that they're going to do it, but so far it hasn't been forthcoming. And we can look at the heart or the core reasoning or reason for this. And it's the Four of Pentacles. You see how this guy is clutching onto money. And this can indicate the mentality of the person that you're waiting on. And they are being very covetous. They're being very greedy. So it could be like you asked your spouse for a divorce and they are dragging their feet because they don't want you to get a red cent. And the same thing, well, not exactly the same thing. If you're dealing with somebody else who you want to divorce from their spouse, they may be telling you that they're going to get divorced, but they really have no intention to. They just want to keep sleeping with you because they know that if they keep dangling that carrot of getting divorced, that you'll be right there. And then they can just keep having their cake and eating it too. Because even like if I see the spiritual message, we have the Devil card, and you see, they show this is an overtly sexual image of two naked people, but they're chained to one another and they have devil horns. Because it's showing that the dark side of physical attraction, where it becomes compulsive and also just puts you in bondage, because any kind of addictive behavior you're not free. And this could be also materialism. And this person could be in bondage to his spouse because he or she doesn't want to lose their wealth. And I don't mean it has to be literally wealth, but any of their money. And so but they still are unhappy in the relationship. So they play around and they tell whoever they're with that they're going to get divorced, but they're not getting divorced because their real love in life is money. If they really cared about you to the extent that they say they do, they would forego whatever that is, and they would give their spouse whatever money that the courts decided, because they would rather be free from a negative relationship and being able to be with you in an authentic way and not have to sneak around and things like that. So it's really about coming to terms with that. And also with the Ace of Swords in reverse, you may not want to see this. You may be kind of in denial over the situation. Because with the Ace of Swords upright, the person is having a moment of clarity, and they're able to forge ahead in a new direction because they know exactly what the deal is. And this could be you making excuses for that person. Oh, they have children, all this stuff. And it's really because the thing they love most in life is money. And that's a hard thing to swallow. If you've sacrificed a lot yourself, you know, it's a hard thing to swallow. And the Judgment card in that challenging position is like you want a rebirth, and you had that full moon on March 1st in your sign, and yet you may still feel like there's loose ends that haven't been tied up before you can go forward. The advice is the Emperor card. This is like talking about a judge or somebody who is in that position to look at situations, an arbiter, somebody who's in a position of control. And this person, yeah, I mean, it could be indicating a judge that you will have your case heard in the near future, and that maybe you need to prepare a case for the judge yourself, and so that you can be ready when it comes about. The fact that the Judgment card is in that challenging position could simply be that the timing is off. You're going to maybe a court date was canceled and you have to go later, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So what's coming in is represented by the Seven of Wands. This is you standing your ground. So you may have to defend yourself against some kind of accusations. One thing I didn't say to you, because I did get pretty far in the other reading, is that the Four of Pentacles, this could be a family member who is holding on to money from an estate, because your 8th house is Aries, and there's some activity in Aries. There is the transiting sun in Aries. I'm sure there's other things. Oh yeah. The Mercury retrograde is in your 8th house, in the house of other people's money. So this could be money of the dead. And in the retrograde position, there may have been something that was had to be like some document that was declared null and void, and so you couldn't go forward in that. And or even like it's possible that there was bad, like a judgment went against you, and you're going to, with the Emperor, you may be retrying a case or something along those lines. I'm talking about with the probate situation. But in the meantime, you're dealing with somebody who is being very greedy. This could be a family member who thinks that they have the right to this money. And so with the Seven of Wands, you may have to really defend yourself so that this person, if this person is trying to make you out to be the wrong person, I mean, you know, to be in the wrong. So an example would be, let's say it's a parent who has passed away, and you have a sibling who says, I was the one that was here the whole time, I took care of this person, and made it out that you were a neglectful son or daughter. And you may have had good reason that you were gone. Maybe this person did not tell you that the parent was in trouble, that they were sick. Maybe you found out after the fact because you didn't live nearby, and that child really wanted to be the one that got close to the parent so they could control their finances and things like that. So something along those lines could be going on, and you have to defend yourself, or even in a divorce case that the other party may try to smear you and make you look bad. The outcome is the Six of Pentacles, and this is a card of maybe receiving some kind of inheritance, or if it's in the case of you know, like a marriage situation. You see the scales. It'll be fair, and there'll be, like, you know, so there'll be a balance. If somebody has more, they give it to the one who has less. But there's a sense of fairness involved in whatever's happening. So it could be a situation where you're with somebody who naturally has a lot of money, and that's why they were being so greedy, because they knew that they had a lot to lose. So perhaps you don't get like half of the money, but you get something, and there's a sense that it's fair. So whether or not it's within this timeline, you know, please take that with a grain of salt, because it's only a 1 week period. But I will say too, just astrologically, that there is a new moon mid-month on April 15th in your 8th house, and this is the same day that Mercury turns direct there. So there could be some kind of like a breakthrough in mid-April, but that's after this time period. Okay, hope you enjoyed this. If you like this style and you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. My website is rainaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.